ஆடும் வரிவேல் அணி சேவல் என பாடும் பணியே பணியாய் அருள்வாய் தேடும் கயமா முகனை செருவில் சாடும் தனி யானை சகோதரனி. திருச்சிற்றம்பலம். பூழியர்கோன் வெப்பொழித்த புகழியர்கோன் கடல் போற்றி ஆடிமிசை கல்விதப்பில் அணைந்த பிரான் அடி போற்றி வாழி திருநாவலூர் வன்தொண்டர் பதம் போற்றி ஊழிமறி திருவாதூரர் திருத்தாள் போற்றி. திருச்சிற்றம்பலம். தென்னாடுடைய சிவனே போற்றி, எந்நாட்டவர்க்கும் இறைவா போற்றி, ஏகம்பத்துரையந்தாய் போற்றி, பாகம் மண்ணொரு ஆனாய் போற்றி, பராய்த்துறை மேவிய வரனே போற்றி, சிராப்பள்ளி மேவிய சிவனே போற்றி, அண்ணாமலையமன்னா போற்றி, கண்ணாரமுத கடலே போற்றி, காவாய் கனகத்திரளே போற்றி, கைலை மலையானே போற்றி போற்றி, வெற்றிவேல் முருகனுக்கு அரோகரா. திருச்சிற்றம்பலம். அண்ட சராசரங்களுக்கெல்லாம் அதிபதியாக விளங்கக்கூடிய முருகப்பெருமானுடைய ஒப்பற்ற பரம் கருணையினார் ஞானத்திரள் சார்பாக நாம் வாரந்தோறும் மிக சிறப்பாக சிந்தித்து வருகின்ற ஆங்கில தொடர், அதிலே சிவமந்திராஸ் என்பது பற்றி நாம் தொடர்ந்து சிந்திப்பதற்கு திருவருள் கூட்டியிருக்கிறது. In the last session, we discussed about the 5-lettered mantra, which is the basic mantra Namasivayam. Only in Saivam, there are 3 basic mantras to be chanted by people with a different level of maturity. In no other religion we can find that such a chanting of mantras in 3 stages is in existence. Only in Saivam there are 3 mantras. One is called the Thulam, the other one is called Sukshamam, the third one is called Karanam or Adisuksham. Why we must have 3 mantras? Are they different? Do they denote different meaning, or they represent different principles? That we have to discuss. As a matter of fact, in the last session, I discussed about Namasivayam. That is the basic mantra for all the 3 mantras. It is to be understood. It starts with this mantra. All Saivites are supposed to chant this mantra, and if you just scan through the 12 Tirumurais, the Tamil Vedams gifted by the mentors, Gurumars, Tirunjana Sambandar, Tirunavukarasar, Sundaramurthy Swamigal. The Saivite mentors, they gifted us with these sonnets. They have been grouped in 7 Tirumurais, and altogether they are called under one caption Devaram. In Devaram, not only in Devaram, the 8th Tirumurai is Tiruvasakam, blessed by Manivasaka Perumal. And to continue, we have the 9th Tirumurai, 10th Tirumurai, 11th and 12th. 12 Tirumurais. Tirumurai means that is the grouped sonnets, the grouped sonnets in Saivam, which are supposed to be chanted or which are supposed to be dedicated to the Almighty during the puja time or prayer time, or not even prayer time or puja time. Whenever it is feasible, you can chant that songs. You can sing them. If you don't have the capacity to sing, if you can even read them. So those things are songs offered by the mentors, by the gurus for us to chant. As a matter of fact, they are the expanded version of 5-lettered mantra. In the last session, I gave you the hint that Namasivaya, or the 5-lettered mantra, is the expanded version of Pranava. The Pranava, Om, the Pranava, the Omkaram, it is the basic mantra of the entire world. It evolved from Suddhamaya. Only out of this, the Nada Brahman, or the sound world, evolved. There are two basic worlds. One is the world of sound, another one is the world of light. We already discussed in previous sessions. So the Omkaram, it got expanded into 5-lettered mantra. That is why 5-lettered mantra is the first expansion of Omkaram. I also told you that the Pranava is inherently available, it is potentially available in 5-lettered mantra. That is why 5-lettered mantra need not be chanted along with Omkaram. That is the only mantra that has the exceptional rule is that we can chant Namasivaya without Om. Why? Because Omkaram and Namasivaya are not different. They are one and the same. Whereas in other mantras, you have to chant Omkaram and then chant the respective mantra. The Omkaram is called the Bijakshara mantra, which carries the mantram to the respective god. Suppose if you are worshipping Thirumal and if you are saying Narayana, that Narayana has to be taken. It cannot go to the god, Narayana god, by itself. It has to be carried over by the Omkaram. That is why you are saying Om Namo Narayana. That will take the mantram. So it requires power externally. That is why Omkaram is being added to all mantras. Whereas in Namasivayam, Omkaram need not be added because it is self-potent. Namasivaya is inherently possessing the power. Namasivaya Valga, Nathan Tal Valga. You understand? சொற்றுணை வேதியன் சோதி வானவன் பொற்றுணை திருந்தடி பொருந்த கைதோழ கற்றுணை பூட்டி ஓர் கடலில் பாய்ச்சினும் நற்றுணை ஆவது ஓம் நமசிவாய. நோ, நமசிவாய. மற்றுப்பற்றடைக்கின்ற நின் திரு பாதமே மனம் பாவித்தேன் பெற்றலும் பிறந்தேன் இனி பிறவாத தன்மை வந்த எய்தினேன் கற்றவர் தொழுதேத்தும் சீர் கரையூரில் பாண்டி கூடுமுடி நற்றவா உனை நான் மறைக்கினும் சொல்லுனா Om Namasivaya. No, not at all. Solluna Namasivaya. Why we are saying all these examples? Because you must understand that our Tirumurais very clearly it is educating us to chant mantra Namasivaya. Then the question arises, why then there is another mantra Sivaya Nama? Naturally, that question will arise, isn't it? Why should we have the other mantra? When Namasivaya is available, why should we have the another mantra? So it has been explained in our Sivam. Why at all we must have the another mantra? Because it clearly it is understood that all people are not in the equal maturity level. The maturity levels are different. The way you must teach the elementary school students, the way in which you must teach the high school students, the way in which you must teach the college students are different. The maturity levels are different. The method of teaching also differs. In research and all, no contact classes, teaching classes will be available. In research, people will be asked to research, referring so many books, going through the books, thinking over the points. All these things, all these exercises are required. But in high school levels and school levels, people are not supposed to think a lot. They have to understand the material available and they have to follow it and they have to reproduce whatever they are being taught. So that capacity is enough. If they are able to understand what is being told, what is being said, and if they are able to reproduce it, then that is enough. That is what expected in high school levels. But whereas in college level, in postgraduate level, that will not be enough. You cannot vomit what you have already read. There should be some originality should be available. Somebody putting forth the facts means there should be some participation, some content that should be contributed by the presenter. I am presenting something means I cannot present whatever is already available. What is my inference? What is my observation? What is my inference? What is my point of view? All those things are there, isn't it? So whatever is available, it cannot be presented, but there should be some participation from the presenter. So people will ask, whenever they are hearing something, they will ask, what is your idea? What is your opinion? What is your participation? What is your contribution towards this subject? You understand? So why I am stressing all these things is, you must basically understand that maturity levels are different, quite different. So people will be fond of Lord Shiva. People will be loving Lord Shiva. People will be attracted to Lord Shiva. People will be putting forth the prayers for Lord Shiva. People will be participating the pujas. People will be visiting the temples. People will be witnessing the day-to-day routine pujas in temples. All those things may happen. But how they are enriched by all these things, that is different. So suppose people are in the initial stage. Initial stage means people attracted towards Lord Shiva and they want to know more about him and they want to dedicate more thoughts for him. They will be willing to hear so many things about him. All those things are the preliminary and initial things. The next stage will be, they will be completely getting themselves involved, leaving alone all the worldly things. At least they will be inclined to leave all those things, and they will be very much caring about the details about Lord Shiva and the connection between the soul and the Lord Shiva. All those things they will be interested. And they will be very much interested to elevate their life. I must elevate my life. Okay, I have lived enough for me. Now let me live for my soul. I will dedicate more of my time. I will dedicate more of my thoughts. So in this process, people will be interested to get involved in their time and thoughts with the Lord Shiva. So the maturity is measured by the amount of or the volume of thoughts you are devoting. Maturity means don't think that they know a lot of things, they know a lot of explanations. No, that doesn't mean. Maturity, what does it mean? The percentage of thoughts, the level of thoughts, how much they are devoting towards and how they are inclined to sacrifice and to leave behind their responsibilities, their other commitments. If I give you an example, I think you will be able to appreciate. Take for example our Tinnanar. Later he was known as Kannappa Nayanar. Originally he is Tinnanar, is it not? So this Tinnanar, he was elected as the captain of the whole crew. Is it not? All the hunters were praising him, and he was hunting and going towards the Kalati Malay. Once he came into the contact, virtual contact with the Kudumithavar, he lost all responsibilities and commitments in the world. How much percentage of thoughts of him was dedicated to Kudumithavar? You just tell me. What is the percentage of thoughts was dedicated to Kudumithavar? 100%. Is it not? So 100% result came in 6 days. So the maturity is not the way in which you pray, the way in which you approach him, the way in which you do puja, the way in which you go through the books or texts. That doesn't mean. Maturity counts only the percentage of thoughts you are offering, you are dedicating towards him. Whenever you are awake, if your thoughts are revolving around the Almighty, Lord Shiva, wherever you see, whatever you touch, whichever you feel, it is about Lord Shiva. It spins around Lord Shiva means then your maturity level is. That maturity level requires different mantra. Is it that? So, Namasivayam, that 5-lettered mantra is the mantra, the basic mantra, which takes you to the Lord Shiva. You start showing love. So, the only connection between the soul and the Lord Shiva is this 5-lettered mantra, Namasivayam. So, the first connection is established by this Namasivayam mantra. This contact is an external contact. Making this external contact, you are trying to increase the bondage. You want to increase the connection strength. Then you devote more thoughts for him. You are attracted more towards him. Your activities in this world slowly they are losing the charm for you. Once upon a time, you are very much interested to visit the theatres, to visit the malls. It was once upon a time. Slowly, you are losing the charm for all these things. You are having the charm for only thinking about him or visiting his temple or activities connected with him. Slowly you are getting disconnected from the worldly activities. You are still here. You are not away from it. You are still here. You are eating, you are drinking, you are sleeping, you are laughing, you are weeping, you are doing everything. But slowly you are getting detached from the worldly activities slowly, and your activities are spinning around more and more and more about the Lord. That is called Nirmala Avatai in Saivam. Saivam is, you see, some people may be giving you different ideas about a Nirmala Avatai. But what is Nirmala Avatai? Nirmala Avatai is nothing but devoting more times towards the Almighty, losing charm over the worldly things. That is called Tattva Sutti. Losing charm over the world means Tattva Rupam, Tattva Darsanam, Tattva Sutti, which are all the initial steps in Nirmala-avati. You may be wondering what is this Nirmala-avati. Suddenly this man is mentioning Nirmala-avati. This became a new word, is it not? It is not at all a new word. I have already uttered in many sessions, but still, Nirmala-avati, you must be able to appreciate. Nirmala-avati, it is not a, avati means status. Nirmala-avati means status which doesn't connect the world. Malam means this prapancham. This prapancham, nin means, nirmala means the disconnection between the world and the soul. That once it gets disconnected from the worldly activities, what would be its status? That is Nirmala-avati. Madhya-avati, Kida-avati, all those things are there. That is the soul with the tattvas, with the body. Body is only tattviham. Tattvas are available in Sukshama Sariram, Karana Sariram, all those things. Tattviham means the effect of the 5 basic elements, Panchabhutangal, 5 basic elements, their effects, they are called, the 5 elements are causes and the effects are called Tattviham. So that effects are numbered in 60. They are 60 in number. All those 60, they contribute. They, by construction, this body, physical body, Thula Sariram, which you are able to see and others are able to see and contact. This Thula Sariram is made out of the effects of 5 elements. You must understand cause and effect. So, cause 5 elements, effects are Tattviham. In English, so many equivalent words are not available. For example, Tattviham, there are no such Tattviham in English. Unless otherwise you are going to introduce some new words in English, it is not available. In the physical body, there are about basic 7 things: blood, flesh, bone, all these things are there. Fat, all those things are there. They are all called the effects of 5 elements. You understand? Okay. Now, what I am trying to say is, everyday life, we are running through the Madhya-avati and we are also going under Kida-avati. That means Kida-avati is nothing but going to sleep. Madhya-avati is running here and there towards the towards some goal in this world. During daytime and a part of the night time, we wander here and there, running over here and there and doing so many things. That is called Madhya-avati. Once the night comes, you go and you go to the sleeping status. That is called Kida-avati. Apart from all these 2 status, there is one more status. That is called Nirmala-avati. We may not be aware of it because we don't experience it. So many people are not experiencing it at all. Only the great people, Arulalargal, the great people, saints, they are trying for it and some of them are reaching it, some of them are experiencing it. That is the only status which gives you the experience of Lord Shiva. That is called Siva Anubhavam. How do you get Siva Anubhavam? The experience of Lord Shiva. It is feasible only in Nirmala-avati not in Madhyalavate or Kilalavate. If at all you have some experience, means it is not Sivanubhavam, it is not pure Sivanubhavam, but traces of Sivanubhavam. Real Siva Anubhavam is available only in Nirmala-avatai. Nirmala-avatai starts from the 8th sutra in Sivagnana-bodham. If you go through Sivagnana-bodham, the Sutrams 8 deals the Nirmala-avatai from Sutram 8. From there, it slowly gets developed, and upon 11, காணும் கண்ணுக்கு காட்டும் உளம்போல் காண உள்ளத்தை கண்டு காட்டலில் அயரா அன்பில் அரண்கடல் செல்லுமே. It's over. Till the time their final day comes, these Siva Mantras, they are called Siva Mantras. How do they live? That's all 12th Sutra deals. Okay, what I am trying to say is, I am just giving you the details of status of the soul with the body. It is with the body. If it is with the body, it enters into the activities in the Prapancham, in this world. Those activities are called worldly activities. These worldly activities, during the worldly activities, it is getting attracted towards Lord Shiva, and it is being attracted to Lord Shiva. It develops its love for Lord Shiva. It slowly thinks about Lord Shiva, and it really is interested to know more about Lord Shiva. Why should I get all these sufferings? How do I get liberated from these sufferings? Who is going to help me out of these sufferings? So all these things make the soul to think about the Lord Shiva. So in Madhyalavate, it chants Namasivayam. So when it chants Namasivaya, when it is going on chanting Namasivaya, witnessing its interest in Lord Shiva, the Tirobhava Sakti, Tirodhana Sakti, it changes the mode of action. First mode of action is towards the world. It slowly changes the mode of its action towards Lord Shiva. So it slowly directs the soul towards the Lord Shiva out of the worldly activities. It will show the book Devaram. It will introduce people who can chant the Namasivaya, who can chant Devaram, who can sing Devaram, and it is being slowly shown the Sangams, Sabhas, all these things are introduced to it. So souls are only in Madhyalavate, but they are interested in Shivam. So once seeing their real interest, sincere interest, they will be introduced towards the Sabhas, Sangams, all these good things. Things connected with Lord Shiva, it will be introduced in Madhyalavate. That is enabled only by Namasivaya Mantra. So Namasivaya Mantra is a very, very essential mantra for a beginner. Not only for a beginner, the beginner should reach a level, isn't it? So it helps the soul. It reaches a level by chanting the mantra, getting more exposed to Lord Shiva and connected things. The thoughts are getting fresh, the thoughts are getting pure, the thoughts are getting charmed towards Lord Shiva. Slowly it is being elevated. So when it is being elevated, if it is fit enough to transfer from mode Madhyalavate to mode Nirmalavate, then it will be offered Shivaya Nama. So that Shivaya Nama mantra actually takes the soul from Madhyalavate to Nirmalavate. So Shivaya Nama, Shivaya Nama, that mantram is to be chanted by the people or by the souls who are well versed with the Namasivaya. That is why our Gurumars, our Gurus, our mentors, Triyana Samandar, Tirunavukkarasar, Sundarar, Manikya Vasagar, they are interested to introduce Namasivayam to us. Invariably, Namasivayam will take us towards Lord Shiva. Namasivaya Param Undru Kandir, Tindru Kandeen, Tirumula says. What he says is actually the Namasivayam, it led me to Param, that is the fruit of Saivam, Lord Shiva. Now, instead of saying Namasivayam itself as the fruit, you understand Namasivayam, Shivaya Nama, Shivaya, all these mantras enabled me to taste the fruit of Shiva. So, mantras, you please understand, as I have already told you, mantras, they establish connection between the soul and the respective God. All mantras are doing the same work. Not only Namasivayam, any mantra you take, that particular mantra establishes the connection between the soul and the concerned God. We are talking about Namasivayam. Namasivayam establishes the first connection between the soul and the Lord Shiva. Since Lord Shiva is the ultimate God, it is the mantram for Saivas to get into the lotus feet of Lord Shiva. The Namasivayam will give you Shivaya Nama, which in turn will give you Shivaya, and finally you will be at the lotus feet of Lord Shiva. So Siva Mantras in general, they are called 5-lettered mantra. Suppose if it is one mantram, it could have been mentioned the mantram by itself. Is it not? For example, Namo Narayana mantram. But whereas in Saivam, since we do not have one mantra, we have, as a matter of fact, as dictated by our Tirumula, there are 5-lettered mantras. Thula, Sukshama, Adisukshama, Karana, Mahakarana. Why these 5? We have to go into the details. Anyway, to understand why Namasivayam and Shivaya Nama. Shivaya Nama evolved out of Namasivaya. Namasivaya you are chanting because you want the Tirobhava Shakti to favor your actions in this world. Henceforth, your activities are consigned or very concerned about the worldly activities, all your activities. Now, once you chant Namasivaya, your activities will be more concerned about Lord Shiva. Why? Because this Tirobhava Shakti, Dhaharam, will make your efforts, will make your activities pointed towards Lord Shiva. And that way you are approaching or you are being exposed to Shivaya Nama. Shivaya Nama, this mantra, we got it out of Namasivaya. All of a sudden Shivaya Nama didn't come. It evolved out of Namasivaya. That is why Namasivaya is called Adi Mandiram. this Nama will give way to Shiva to lead. So Shivaya Nama, it goes at the last because you give preference only to Shiva rather than the worldly activities. You just keep them, you never leave them, they are there. The priority is, it has lost its priority. Your worldly activities, you didn't lose, you didn't ignore. Still they are with you, but you don't attach the priority. Your priority level previously, the priority level about the activities in this world and Lord Shiva are the first priority is for worldly activities and the second priority is towards Shiva. But still you have the love towards Shiva. That is why Nama went at the rear side and Shiva came first. It actually it is leading Yakaram. Shivaya Nama. Nama, it goes to the rear side. That is the last two letter Nama. So we have Namasivaya, we have Shivaya Nama, we have Shivaya, all these things are there. Instead of saying Namasivaya, Shivaya Nama, what we say is 5-lettered mantra, Anjadith Mandiram. Only in Saivam we are mentioning the mantra by number. On seeing that we are using number, the other people also started using number. Ettadithu Mandiram, they are calling. Why should they call it Ettadithu Mandiram? This is the only mantra available with them. Then why should they call it as a Ettadithu Mandiram? 8-lettered mantra, why should they call it? It is the only mantra, is it not? But whereas we have 3 mantras, that is why to common them, to group them, we are calling it as 5-lettered mantras. Padi Vidhi Ennum Anjadithe. Tunjalum Tunjalilada Pordinum Nenjagam Naindu Niniminardurum Vanjagam Matadi Vartha வந்த கூற்று அஞ்ச உதைத்தன அஞ்செழுத்துமே வஞ்சகம் மற்ற அடி வாழ்த்த வந்த கூற்று அஞ்ச உதைத்தன அஞ்செழுத்துமே உதைத்தன அஞ்செழுத்துமே. That 5-lettered mantra, why we call it as 5-lettered mantra? It is because we have Shivaya Nama, we have Namasivaya. Shivaya Nama evolved only out of Namasivaya. Without Namasivaya, we would not have got Shivaya Nama. So never underestimate Namasivaya. Never fail to chant Namasivaya. If at all you want to loudly call Lord Shiva, it is the only name available, Namasivaya. You can't call him Namasivaya. You can call him Namasivaya. So Shivaya Nama, as a matter of fact, Namasivaya is its name, Shivaya Nama is his quality. So we are thinking about his qualities. We are calling him by name. That is why Namasivaya is Thulam and Shivaya Nama is to be thought of. We have to think over his qualities. We have to think about him. We have to think about his mercy. Oh my Lord Shiva, you only gave me all this physical body and tattvas to think about you. All these things are possible and feasible only by your grace, only by your mercy. Think about it. The fittest mantra is Shivaya Nama. You have to think about it. That is why it is called a Kanithal. The mantram is to be thought of without loud voice. You understand? Namasivaya, Shivaya Nama. you must understand why there are two mantras. Okay, Sivaya Nama, Shikaram, Vakaram, Yakaram, Nagaram, Maharam. ஒரே காரம், very hot. Sikaram, Vakaram. Why we called Sikaram? Letter C, letter Va, letter Ya, letter Na, letter Ma. You must understand. Some people get confused. Why it is Sikaram? Why it is Vakaram? What is that Karam? They will be able to, they will not be able to understand, and they will be bewildered. But you must understand, Sikaram means letter C, letter Tamil C, letter Tamil Va, letter Tamil Ya. It is not only a letter, it is also a word. If it is a letter and at the same time it is a word, then it is called a padam. You understand? C, not only a letter, it is a padam, it is a word. So, what we say is, in 5-lettered mantra, they represent not 5 letters, they represent 5 details. C, Sivam, Va, His grace, Ya, the soul, Na, the Tirobhavam, Ma, the ignorance, the darkness. The Maya and Kanmam is within the Na itself, because they are under the control of Nakaram. To weaken Maharam, to weaken Anavam, to weaken the ignorance, to weaken the darkness, Nagaram using the 2 tools, Kanmam and Maya, they are under its control. This is called Tirobhava Shakti. Tirobhava. So, the mantra evolved out of Namasivaya is Sivaya Nama. Now, Yakaram is still there. Sikaram also still there. Vakaram also is still there. They have never moved. You please understand. In Namasivaya, Sikaram never moved. Vakaram never moved. Yakaram also didn't move. The moved letters are only Nama. They got shifted and brought to the end side. That's all. They only moved from the front side to the rear side, or to the last place. The first place Na, second place Ma, because Na is driving Ma, is weakening Ma. These two came in the end in Sivaya Nama. They shifted and occupied the 4th and 5th place. Sikaram, Vakaram, Ya, Yakaram, Sivaya. It is still there. I told you once again, is it not? I told you the second time also, that Sikaram and Vakaram, Yakaram, they didn't move at all. They are there itself. They occupy the same place. Only Nama they get shifted to the last side, to the 5th place and the 4th place they occupied. This only because of this, Sikaram got the 1st place, Vakaram got the 2nd place, Yakaram got the 3rd place. Nama went to the last by itself. Please understand, Nama only moved. Nama moved only because of Namasivaya. Since you chanted it again and again, Nama moved to the last side, Sivaya Nama. If you have not chanted this, Nama would not have moved at all. So you are not supposed to directly go to Sivaya Nama and chant it. You should have got only out of Sivaya, Namasivaya. Is it not? Suppose some university is ready to give you some degree without school certificate. What will you say? You may be happy to receive the degree, but you deserve to get that degree? You are not deserved to get the degree. Is it not? You must have completed the basic school education, and then you must have gone through the college education, and then you must have got the degree. Suppose some university is ready to offer you the degree means, I need not say. Suppose if you say that I want to go directly to Sivaya Nama means, yes, you can go. Nobody is going to prevent you, or nobody can say why you are chanting Sivaya Nama. Are you fit enough to chant Sivaya Nama? Who gave you Sivaya Nama Mandira? All those things nobody is going to ask, because you will say, I want to chant this mantra, so I am chanting. But is it right? Is it correct? Nanayo tavam seiden Sivaya Nama enapetri. So, if you want to chant Sivaya Nama, you must have performed tavam. What is that tavam? It is chanting of Namasivaya. That tavam is nothing but chanting of Namasivaya. During the chanting of Namasivaya, you are dedicating your major portion of your thoughts towards Lord Shiva. That's what happens. Getting things clear will make you understand the mantras. So Namasivaya is there, Sivaya Nama is there. You deserve to chant any mantra you like, but make yourself qualified to chant the particular mantra. If you want the mantras to yield the desired results, then you must qualify yourself to chant the particular mantra. You are free to chant Namasivaya. It is a very, what we can call, is a flexible, easy mantra. That is why it is being compared to the holy ash. It is compared to holy ash because you don't need to possess any special qualification to apply holy ash on your forehead. There is no time restriction. There is no qualification for applying this ash. Anybody can apply at any time. They can apply, and over the body they can apply anywhere they like. They can put it as 3 stripes, or they can put it as a single stripe, or they can put it as a circle like a tilakam. Anything they want to, they can apply the ash in whatever way they want. There are no restrictions for these things. During daytime they apply, during night time they can apply, when they go to bed they can apply, when they get out of that bed they can apply. Any time it can be applied, it yields result. Likewise, Namasivaya also, you can chant any time you want. So that gives you the best result. Sivaya Nama. The best result out of Namasivaya is Sivaya Nama. Okay, Sivaya Nama. Once the connection is established by Namasivaya, it is getting strengthened by Sivaya Nama. Sivaya Nama. Nama, it lost its priority and went to the last. Is it not? It lost its priority and went to the last. That last LOST, this last LAST. It lost its priority and went to the last. So it becomes Sivaya Nama. Sivaya Nama requires special attention by the chanting souls. Namasivaya, when you are doing something, you can chant. When you are driving, when you are sitting, when you are reading, when you are talking, you can chant Namasivaya at any time. But Sivaya Nama, that it involves certain restrictions, certain rules. Those things will be given by the Guru who gave you Sivaya Nama. So Sivaya Nama, since it involves some restrictions and limits, people say that Sivaya Nama should be offered by the Guru. Why the Guru should give and we must get? Because Sivaya Nama is to be chanted, is to be thought of with special attention and care. Those things will be, those instructions will be given by the Guru. So people take care, they pay more attention to whenever they chant Sivaya Nama. They choose time, they choose the occasions, they choose the timings to chant Sivaya Nama. But you have every right to chant Namasivaya and Sivaya Nama. There are no other qualifications with respect to the birth, with respect to the caste, with respect to the creed, with respect to other qualification. No, not at all. With respect to education, not at all. Everybody reserves the right to chant Namasivaya and at the same time the chant Sivaya Nama. Only thing is, they must be able to understand when to chant Namasivaya, when to chant Sivaya Nama. Because if you follow the instructions, if you sincerely chant Sivaya Nama, the best result will be, you will be slowly, you will be passing on, you will be slowly drifting from the Madhyalavatai to Ninmalavatai. You will be slowly drifting towards it. And one day you will be successfully, you will be landing and you will be qualified to start this Ninmalavatai. So by chanting Sivaya Nama, by chanting it according to the instructions given to you, by chanting sincerely, moreover, your love has increased enormously. If your love has increased enormously over Lord Shiva, no other qualifications, no other nothing. Your love is going in the upward direction. You start losing so many things because of him. You start don't care about it. You start don't care mode. You start don't care things for a lot of things in the life. I don't care about it. Likewise, so many things I would have come to you, which you cared so much previously. The previous time you must have given so much preference to your food menu. Nowadays you are not interested in the menu. Any food will do. Okay, today night what are you going to have? Anything? I have to go through 2 or 3 padigams. I am rushing. Whatever I am going to get, I am going to eat. That's all. So you are slowly losing the grip over the worldly things and your love is becoming enormous. Please understand, your love will be increasing and going upwards only if you start losing worldly things. Ellamara ennai izhanda nalam sollai muruga surabhupadiya. So in this session, I tried to convince you, I tried to differentiate between these two 5-letter mantras. Why should we having two mantras, 5-letter mantras? When Namasivaya is there, what is the necessity of another mantra, 5-letter mantra, Sivaya Nama? I think I have explained you enough to convince you why we should have Sivaya Nama. And with this, I am just concluding this session. In the next session, we will be going ahead with the Sivaya Nama and the further 5-letter mantra evolved out of Sivaya Nama, and why we are having another 5-letter mantra and what is the purpose of it. Those things we will discuss in the ensuing session. And with this, I am just going to conclude this session with the 5-letter mantra being chanted by me 5 times. Kindly follow me. O Namasivaya, O Namasivaya, O Namasivaya, O Namasivaya, O Namasivaya. Tiruchitrambalam. This opportunity I must avail to thank Mrs. and Mr. Saravanan of Qatar, who are the people sponsoring these things. Not only sponsoring, they are the people behind the show. They only promote the show. Otherwise, nobody is going to ask me to give a lecture in English about our 5-letter mantras, Siva Mantras. These people are very much interested in propagating the principles of Saivam to people not knowing Tamil. Even Tamil may not be what we call very popular among some people, but they may be interested to know about Lord Shiva and the Saiva principles. So for those people's benefit, these Mr. Saravanan and Mrs. Saravanan, they are interested in the English sessions. We are trying to do whatever possible. Even though the banner is Jnana Thiral, the show is promoted only by our Qatar couple. So I bless them and on behalf of all the listeners, I bless the couple that Lord Shiva let him bestow his blessings upon this couple for healthier and wealthier future. With this, I am just concluding. Let us meet in the next session and we will discuss more about 5-letter mantra. And 5-letter mantra, more Adi Suchama mantra. As a matter of fact, we are going to discuss about Adi Suchama mantra in the next session. I think that I am making it clear to the level possible, but some people may not be well aware about the basics of Saivam. To those people, it may be little difficult to catch with me. But if you have been listening to the past sessions, that is the sessions about Saiva Siddhanta, the sessions about the deities of Lord Shiva, all these things, if you were able to listen to them, then I think you will be able to appreciate these sessions also. Anyway, you have access to those sessions also. Whenever you have time, you can also listen to them and get yourself equipped with the basic principles of Saivam. With this, I am just concluding. Om Tiruchitrambalam Tennadudaya Sivane Potri Ennattavarkkum Iriva Potri Vetrivel Muruganukku Arohara Tiruchitrambalam.